Okay, so the government looks like they want to make a continuing resolution so they can keep the government open. Oddly enough, and this is weird, see if you've heard this one before, that they want to add a whole bunch of other stuff in this that makes absolutely no sense at all. You ever heard of that before?
With 1,500 pages worth?
Oh, yeah, and you have 3 days to go through it and read it. It's awesome. This is what we do when we head out the door in our administration. It's what we call the government's version of a smash and grab, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into this. How's everyone? We appreciate you joining. Please like, share this video, subscribe, comment below on anything we're talking about. Obviously, we know this helps our channel. You guys know this. I don't need to say this over and over and over again because everybody does. So we're talking about the latest government smash and grab called the continuing resolution. Let's get into this a little bit and show a little bit about what this is, what is in the bill, and what we're all going to be paying for if this thing passes. And this is touted as Trump is trying to stop this, put a roadblock, kind of keep this thing from passing because he's the evil dictator after all, right?
Yeah.
And really what he's trying to do is stop the frivolous spending. And we're going to show you a few highlights of what's in this 1,547 page, give or take, bill that, by the way, can you read 1,500 pages real quick in 3 days? Get that figured out?
Dude, I can barely read like 25, 50 pages. Like reading just in general puts me to sleep.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, obviously it was done for a purpose.
Right.
Like you said, the smash and grab. Here you go. Here's 1,500 pages. They're not even earmarked.
Yeah, but we're gonna bunch of shit in here that nobody's gonna know about because we're gonna slide it on through. And this is, remember when Matt Gaetz was talking about having the one bill, the one message bill, basically 1 point. This is what it's for, and not all this other pork that's in it. Yeah. This is to fund X, Y, and Z, and that's it.
Yeah.
This is a prime example of what he was talking about. And wait till we all see what's in this thing, and you're gonna poop your pants. Let's just put it to you that way.
Both sides have been doing it for eons. But the thing is this is, I don't know, this is the worst one that I've seen so far. Like this is hard. Yeah. This is just evil.
Yeah, I mean this is literally, that's why I say it's a smash and grab. This is how much more of our taxpayer dollars are they going to do in this bill to take away from us to provide the funding. Is unbelievable what they're, and why is that even in there? This is to keep the government open, right? And they're adding all this other crap like, oh, I don't know, congressional increases in salary by 40%, things like that. Why do they need a raise? I wanted to drop their salaries down to like 70 grand.
Why did they get a raise when there are still bodies that haven't been recovered in
the hurricane area?
Yeah, the hurricane area. I don't get that. How do you get a raise for not doing your job? How do you get a raise for below mediocrity? They didn't do their job.
No.
But they want to sneak in a little sneaky raise here. Come on, man.
I know. Well, we're all struggling trying to pay for Christmas and figure that out, and taking as many new jobs as we can, and things like that. Put food on the table, have extra Christmas for our kids, and things like that. And we're struggling. Inflation's up. Price of eggs are still like $4 a dozen, and whatnot. And I know it's the cliche of what to say how grocery prices are, but you get it because people usually buy eggs, right?
You seen avocados? $2.50 a pop.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's not even the organic ones.
It's insane.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah. So we're struggling. We have to tighten up and cinch our belts up, right, when things are tough. But the government continues to spend more and more and more, vote themselves a raise, or try to, like they're trying. Oh, but we haven't had a raise since 2008. Good. You should actually only be making, instead of 174,000, you should be making like 74,000, and that's being generous.
Since 2008, you shouldn't even be there still. You
Exactly.
should have did 2 years, 4 years max, and got out.
Yeah, I'll give him give you a decade. I'll be reasonable and say you have 10 years. That's it. Do your shit. If you can get it done, great. But this 25, 35, 50 years that Biden and Pelosi and Schumer and all these people have been, and Mitch McConnell even, let's not leave the Republicans out. They're just as much to blame.
Well, yeah, definitely. And the thing is too is you know what it should be? It should be a capped salary, and then I'll give you the decade. I hate even thinking that,
I'm just trying to be reasonable. Yep.
Yeah, true. But you know, I mean, cap it off. Something ridiculous. So like 70 grand. Boom.
Well, it has to be done from the outside.
Or like the middle class median average income.
Right.
That pay them that.
Fair enough.
And see how long they stay.
Yeah.
Cap it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I have if the video clip is on here of what's his name? The eye patch guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we all know. When we do this live, there's so much stuff going on. It's hard to remember every little thing. But you know what I'm saying. And he just the arrogance. And he's a Republican. And I can't stand him anymore. I thought he was going to do good, but he's been involved with insider trading. He's been involved with a lot of it. He should be out. I'm sorry. And the arrogance and the condescension that he has, and the contempt for the American people, like, we deserve it, and I should be able to trade stocks. No, not when you are passing legislation and you're passing policies that affect the company that you're investing in. No, that's called insider trading, pal.
It's Dan Crenshaw.
Crenshaw, thank you.
Yeah,
I had it earlier. I just gone blank. It's the sometimers that you have.
Yeah, there's a lot of information for today's show.
Yeah, there's a lot. So let's get to this. This is the CBS Morning Show with Gayle King and the rest of the bunch there.
Yay, CBS.
Oh, yay, CBS and Gayle King. You only have it because you're a friend of Oprah, but good for you. All right, so here we go. I know it seemed a little pithy, but yeah, that's what it is.
But come on.
Here we go. All right, they're going to talk about this real quick. We'll go through it. We'll kind of comment over what they're talking about and just kind of keep things going. So here we go. Here.
I'm going to begin with this, though. It's a government shutdown just hours away if Congress cannot make a deal. Yesterday, a plan supported by President-elect Donald Trump was killed when dozens of Republicans joined the Democrats to vote against it. This is House Speaker Mike Johnson, his second attempt at a deal. The last compromise had bipartisan support, but was killed after opposition from Donald Trump and from billionaire Elon Musk, who the Democrats are complaining is having way too much influence.
Democrats
Scott
always
McFarlane
complain
is on
about
Capitol Hill with the very latest. Scott, good morning. This is such a saga.
Oh, Gayle, this is a potentially dangerous political standoff.
Oh my God!
Thousands of federal
potentially
workers
dangerous
services and government benefits hanging in the balance. Oh my God! And President-elect Trump thrusting himself right in the middle of it.
Hey, jerk-offs! Government benefits. Oh, by the way, you're trying to opt out of Obamacare. If Obamacare was so awesome, why are you guys trying to opt out of it?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Anybody want to comment in below there and let us know how Obamacare is so great? And if it is, why are all the congressional folks trying to opt out of it? Just curious. Let us know.
Yeah.
The bill is not passed.
Trying to escape a federal government shutdown ahead of the holidays, Congress instead slammed into a dead end.
We will regroup and we will come up with another solution.
After President-elect Trump and billionaire Elon Musk, who's been tasked with cutting government spending, blew up a compromise plan both parties supported to keep the government open. House Republicans tried a different plan last night, less expensive, still including billions of dollars in disaster aid for hurricane-devastated communities.
3 months later.
But cutting priorities for Democrats, including health programs. And the new bill included Trump's demand to raise the nation's debt ceiling for 2 years before he even takes office. Trump championed the proposal as a success and good deal on social media. But the bill fell far short, with dozens of Republican members not on board.
Not going to go vote for another debt ceiling increase without actual specifics on what the cuts will be. That's a non-starter for me.
Good job, Chip.
Democrats almost all opposed.
The Musk-Johnson proposal is not serious. It's laughable.
It's just
horrific
this
that they have
thrust us into this kind of chaos.
Jamie Raskin, all he wants to do is try to bring up the 14th Amendment to disqualify Trump before his inauguration.
Yeah, he's been trying to work on that since before the election.
Yeah, trying to incite the insurrection that he talks about. He and Robert the Third Reich, who used to be the Clinton advisor. All they want to do is try to use this to keep Trump out of office.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, he was duly elected this time, guys. And last time as well. So, anyway, I don't trust this guy any farther. I can throw him.
Already.
As the clock ticks down, it's federal workers who may end up paying the price.
It brings on anxiety, especially during this time of year.
Aaron Barker works for the TSA and is a union rep at Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport.
We are definitely praying and hoping, fingers, toes, whatever you can cross, that it does not happen.
And he warns even though TSA officers are essential employees and remain on the job, there could be
and they will
if some don't show.
It could be very bad. If it gets to a point where TSA workers have to choose between, am I going to feed my children, put gas in my car, or come to work because they're without a paycheck, that's definitely going to affect the way that passengers travel.
Dude, you're not going to be without your job. Social Security checks will still go out. Medicare, Medicaid will still go out. Most of the essential air traffic controllers, they're still going to be working. Everybody, it's not this. They paint this doomsday picture of what a government shutdown is. Yeah, maybe the national parks won't have, they'll put up the barricades. Screw that. You go into the park. Screw it. Go see the memorial, the World War II Vietnam memorials. You don't have to stay around the cones. That's ridiculous.
Well, they're making it more than it is because, you know what I mean? It's because it's who they are and what they represent.
Exactly.
Throughout the nation.
Here's an ominous sign. The day begins with
ominous
both parties
sign.
blaming each other for this impasse. And when he left the Capitol last night, House Speaker Mike Johnson was asked if a new plan would make it to the floor today, and he responded, "We'll see." Tony, we will see.
Oh, thanks, Tony. Yeah, we will see, won't we? I mean, jeez. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And so they're more doom and gloom, doomsday presentations they're trying to put out there, so people who have no idea what's going on, you don't shut the government down. Right? Do you know what raising the debt ceiling means, by the way?
Audience.
Yeah, I put this into the Chet GPT, that guy, and I asked Chet GPT. I said, "Hey, what does it mean to raise the debt ceiling?" And you can type that exact phrase into Chet GPT's website there. What does it mean to raise the debt ceiling? And this is what Chet came back with. Raising the debt ceiling means increasing the maximum amount of money that the U.S. government is authorized to borrow to meet its existing financial obligations. The ceiling is a limit set by Congress arbitrarily. I added that, on how much debt the federal government can take on. The U.S. government borrows money by issuing treasury securities, bonds, bills, and notes to finance its operations when its spending exceeds tax revenues. And it goes on, but that gives you an idea of what the debt ceiling means. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Had we not spent billions and billions and billions and billions on top of billions of dollars that we that we didn't really have, maybe we wouldn't have to increase.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's so arbitrary. It means nothing. It means I wish I could do that. I have you. I wish you could do that and I could do it, because I could just sit there and say, sorry, honey. Sorry, we had that debt ceiling of a limit of what we could spend from the amount of income we were making. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to increase our debt ceiling by $10,000 so we can do whatever blah 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 we want, and not worry about it, because I'm not going to worry when that debt comes due. Because why should I? I mean, I'll just borrow more and increase the debt ceiling more and more every single year, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
They're staying forever dead. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is asinine. So here's a little bit more from Gail, talking about this a little bit more. And then we're going to get into what is in this debt ceiling bill, the continuing resolution.
Congress is up against another deadline to prevent a government shutdown. The money will run out in less than 48 hours, but congressional leaders say they've agreed on a short-term budget. The trouble is, many rank-and-file Republicans do not like it. Nicole Killian is
because it spends more and more and more in money. It doesn't cut anywhere.
Problematic. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning to you. Congressional leaders are hopeful that this could pass, but they're already encountering some opposition. The 1,500-page stopgap bill funds the government through March 14th of next year. It includes more than $100 billion for disaster relief. That is something that the Biden administration had requested to help communities impacted by the devastating effects of Hurricanes Milton and Helene.
Yeah, 3 months later.
It also replenishes FEMA's disaster relief fund and another small business recovery fund that had been depleted. The package also contains $10 billion in direct economic assistance for farmers, and lawmakers tacked on a provision to address the recent drone sightings in the Northeast, extending a program aimed at countering threats. Now, this morning, billionaire Elon Musk says this bill is full of pork and says it should not pass. Elon Musk, of course, has been tapped by the president-elect.
Then 40.
And that is why they've killed this bill. The Republicans have, because there's too much other pork spending BS in it.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there, but there's the pork and the crap outweighs all the good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous.
Why would we agree to that? You know, that's what pisses me off. It's like, okay, well, we'll agree to help this person, the farmers, the victims of Helene, you know, this and that.
What they should have been doing from the beginning, yeah.
But you're gonna owe us for it. You're gonna owe us. You're gonna owe us. You know, I gotta get if I'm gonna agree to help all these people, then you gotta agree to help me. That's
right.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah. I mean, they want to fund, and this is I can't remember if it's in it might be in this one. They want to fund 12 new biolabs. What do you do in biolabs? Wuhan Institute of Technology, Wuhan, China. What happens in biolabs usually? Are they testing things?
Usually what happens is something fails and something accidentally gets released from biolabs.
No.
And,
it's crazy talk.
That's pretty much all they're good for, is just
let's unleash something we created so we have a solution for it. COVID-19.
Oh my gosh, we don't know how it got in the water.
Oh yeah. I don't know how the hell we got here, but I got a third arm growing out now.
So stupid.
I know, it's ridiculous. So Jimmy Dore had talked about this, and I followed the guy. He followed and tagged on this because he had some good interesting information about what's in the continuing resolution. And I think you're gonna sit here, and if you have a brain in your head, which I know all of our viewers who are checking this out do, that's why you watch stuff like this, because you want to get more informed, and we're just trying to help bring this to the light so that everybody kind of knows what's going on and not be duped by the mainstream media, who obviously, like we just saw with Gayle King and the CBS morning shows, are doomers and gloomers. It's ominous. It's horrific. It's it's doomsday. It's Chicken Little. So let's see what other people are talking about and say, hey, you really want to know what's in this bill? Now you can see why it didn't pass at this point. But here's the sad thing, dude. It probably will, because it usually does. And a lot of these Republicans are voting for things in this bill, and the other stuff that's tacked onto it is like, oh, well, as long as I get that, I'm fine. You know what I mean?
I know, it sucks. I hate that. I hate that about politics, dude. I mean,
oh yeah. I hate politics.
Yeah.
And politicians, both sides. That's why I'm independent, man. I'm conservative, but I'm independent, really. Oh, you're not Republican? No, because I hate most of those jerk holes also.
Yeah, there are some dipshits.
There's some good people. Kip Roy, Nancy Mace, Matt Gaetz, and a few others. Tim Jordan, Josh Hawley. There's a bunch that are actually good that seem to be working. John Kennedy from Louisiana, who seem to be actually working for the people. But there's a lot who aren't. Marjorie Taylor Greene, crazy Marjorie Taylor Greene, MGT. She's a good one. Even Lauren Boebert. Boebert, she's a Boebert. I don't care. She's at least working to try to make your lives better, people. You may like her, you may not. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But she's actually trying to work for you. So here's what Jimmy has to say about all this.
Guess what they're doing in Congress now? So, Kash Patel is nominated to be the head of the FBI, and he said he's going to investigate the January 6th committee and other people in Congress for their crimes. It sounded like he might even go after insider trading of Nancy Pelosi and what have you. But guess what they're doing on their way out of office? Joe Biden, the establishment Democrats and establishment Republicans are joining together to make it illegal for him to investigate members of Congress, meaning the January 6th committee. So this is from Abuse. They put it in a continuing resolution bill, and a continuing resolution is how they fund the government now, right? So they need to get more money to fund. So instead of getting an actual budget, they do these continuing resolutions. So on the heels of the report that the Department of Justice obtained the emails of Adam Schiff, one of the big Russiagate liars,
Pinhead Schiff,
and Eric Swalwell, proving they leaked classified documents to the media, Congress has inserted language into the continuing resolution bill, allowing it to quash any subpoena that Kash Patel or Pam Bondi, the new attorney general, might issue for House data. This is true. This is real.
Can you believe this?
So if Kash Patel wants to subpoena any data, like emails and stuff that would incriminate them as lying during the January 6th committee or doing insider trading or anything, they've now made it illegal for him to do so. So he can't do an investigation.
Isn't that convenient?
That would make any investigation into the January 6th committee all but impossible. It would cripple any investigation into Adam Schiff and Swalwell as well. So just following the pristine example of the Pfizer Corporation, nothing decries your innocence more clearly than forbidding anybody to look at it. There's you can't even do an investigation.
Isn't that awesome for them to be able
Here is so this guy's going to let us know, John Harold. You're
going to say something, brother?
No, it's laughable.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like it's plain as day that it was nefarious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we'll just there's a lot of
word of the week.
Yeah, there's a lot of
every drone. Yeah.
Verbs we could use and adjectives, but let's just stay clean and say nefarious. Yeah. So it's obvious it was 1,000% nefarious, or you wouldn't try to hide it. Yeah. They're hiding it. I mean, come on.
It's like I say, it's Dexter. Dexter is investigating his own crimes. Now flip it around the other way. Now we are preventing you from investigating us legally. How does that work?
It's
because if the Republicans were doing this, and they were the ones saying, "Nope, you can't investigate us for investigating the Hunter Biden laptop and Joe Biden, blah blah blah." Right? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, well they'd put them up on the stand and try to dig deep and bring up false crimes, and then throw these charges on top of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just like
you can't investigate us for that.
That's ridiculous.
I'm passing a law saying you can't investigate me for the crime you think I committed.
How awesome would that be?
Oh my God!
Right?
Does it seem like our government, our little lovely lovelies in government, seem to be putting themselves on a level above the law I thought nobody was above the law, by the way. Hunter is. Joe.
Hunter is. And that guy who has like tons of kitty stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to say Trump's not above the law, what about you guys? It's good for the goose here. Yo. Anyway, let's continue on. This is, I mean, just you think you're getting upset now and the steam's starting to, burr out of your ears. Wait till this. You'll see this.
Going to let us know. Guys, this section of the continuing resolution is insane, he says. Why is this included in a spending bill? Why are they trying to make this a thing at all? What are they hiding? And here, I'll just show you a little clip of it.
Somebody is looking in and trying to get her data, her house data, okay? That's part one. Part two in that.
So they made it illegal to get any data on anybody in the house.
Isn't that great?
That's part one. Here's part two.
It says, motions to quash or modify. Upon a motion made promptly by a house office or provider for a house office, a court of competent jurisdiction shall quash or modify any legal process directed to the provider for a house office if compliance with the legal process would require the disclosure of house data of the house office.
My God,
so this allows any house member who gets their emails subpoenaed, let's just, again, hypothetically by a grand jury, to quash that subpoena. Pretty much no questions asked.
Before he says anything. What the hell does this have to do with funding the government to avoid a shutdown?
Right?
Sorry, I'm yelling, but what the hell? I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it has absolutely nothing to do with it. And that's what I mean, this is what the pork we're talking about, and this is the reason why they throw it at us.
1,500 pages you have to read within 3 days, which all this shit's in.
And so you're going to miss stuff like this.
Right.
And then once it's passed, then you're like, oh, no, wait, go back and look at page 1462.
Yeah, it says right there.
You can't investigate me and you can't look at my emails or my text messages.
Yeah. Isn't that grand of them to be able to do? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And we wonder why we love our government so much. They're awesome.
It says here. That is insane. And then it goes on even further.
Insane.
In the effective date section here, any legal process seeking disclosure of house data of a house office that is filed, issued, or made on or after the date of enactment of this act. So anything, today moving forward, or anything that's pending on or after the date
or pending
of the enactment of this act. So anything that was filed before and is a matter pending right now, they can quash it and make it disappear. Why the fuck is this in a spending bill?
Right.
Make it make sense.
Please comment below if anybody can have that make any sense to us as well, because I'm as baffled as John is there, and Jimmy for that matter.
It's not going to make sense because it doesn't make sense, and it was just trying to be sneaky, and this is a reason why even the Republicans who want the good stuff, they should shoot this down, it down, rewrite it without this bullshit in it.
Right. They won't.
And it gets something real passed. This is ridiculous.
This is so far above and beyond what this is supposed to be for, and this is exactly what people like Matt Gaetz were talking about. I mean, just the fact of these guys trying to put this in here, and you haven't even heard some of the other stuff. Wait till we talk about some of the other stuff that's in this. You will no doubt have to go change your underwear, because you will be like, are you effing kidding me? Nope, we're not. This is in there. Enjoy. How's your tax-paying dollars working out for you?
Right.
Why are we even paying taxes, to be honest with you? If they're just going to raise the debt ceiling, they're just going to print more money, they're just going to borrow from our kids, grandkids, great-great-great-great-great-grandkids for the future.
Well,
I mean, seriously.
I didn't okay them to use my tax money to give these legislators a raise.
No, I didn't either.
40% raise. I didn't. Nobody asked me.
Foreshadowing? Are we talking about things we haven't talked about yet? Oh no, we did mention that before.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's
nuts.
It's one of those things. Like, can you even get upset about it anymore? because you just got to kind of bend over and take it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's there's not a ton we can do about it, especially as private citizens. I mean, we just got to rely on the people that we put in office, like, that are honest, to represent us the way that they should. And that's one thing that bothers me, is that these people are not representing the people that voted for them like they should. This is ridiculous,
right?
And
well,
how,
for themselves,
like you said, and you said before, how do you expect us to trust government when they do stuff like this? How do you honestly trust the government when they do stuff like this? My trust was gone a long time ago. I mean, my trust was gone with Clinton or the first Bush. You know what I mean? 30 years ago. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, this is insane.
I couldn't even fucking vote.
Well said.
Yeah, I know.
Sandy says they're sabotaging Trump's Department of Justice. That's exactly what's happening.
Yep, exactly.
If this passes, any member of Congress that has committed a crime against the United States basically gets away scot-free. And their emails, faxes, and etc. can't be used against them in a court of law. Absolute insanity. They are protecting the January 6th committee. They are protecting the coup that Nancy Pelosi and the other House members perpetrated against the American people. And because they are so brilliant and such great improvisers, I'm sure you have thought ahead to the reality that now Trump can use all these same rules for himself and his cabinet. On his way out the door, they can pass laws saying, hey, by the way, you can't subpoena anything that Trump did or any of the Republicans he worked. He can now do the same thing.
But they don't ever look at it that way.
Or is this one of those rules for thee, but not for me?
Yeah.
But Trump is now on the other side of the wall with you. He's one of you. So that call's coming from inside the House. Of course they're protecting the January 6th committee, the most clumsily handled fiasco since the multiple attempts on Trump's life.
It was a Broadway play is what it was.
Actually, they've effed up so many things in a row, they should qualify to be a season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Even better.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was way clumsier than that.
So that, just to let you know, what the Democrats, remember the host of Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live said, I'm voting for what did he say he was voting for? Not dignity. Why am I blanking on the word he said?
Integrity?
Something like that. I'm voting for integrity. I'm voting for democracy. I'm voting for. Oh, he had another word.
Yeah, what he thinks about it, we won't listen to that at the moment. But it kind of gets the point across. I think if you're trying to see what is happening here, I mean, this is pure insanity, dude. I'm telling you. So as I jump to these next little segments on X, I've got one here that kind of mocks what's happening, and this should make some sense. Yesterday's bill versus today's bill. So there's your 1,500-page bill that we're supposed to read in 3 days, still eat, still sleep, still kind of do what we normally are supposed to be doing, and then read this bill all at the same time. That's pretty easy to do, right?
Oh my God. And
then here's the new one there. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. JD Vance, would you be okay with Donald Trump firing 85% of the federal government? Yes or no? I don't know about 85%, but I certainly think we could probably fire a third. Yeah. Maybe. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Let me find the next one here. Here's some info that is in the new bill, continuing resolution. This is from Shadow of Ezra, and he posts, Chuck Schumer is preparing for a government shutdown, stating he will only back the original massive 1,500-plus page bill packed with wasteful spending, including a 40% pay hike for Congress. So basically what that means is they're paid $174,000 a year right now, and they want $70,000 more. how many people out there, the average salary per year in the private sector that most people are doing is like 70,000. But they want 70,000. They want your salary on top of the 174 they already have. They want $15 million to fund college tuition for Egyptians.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Okay, so
why can't it be illegal aliens? Why can't it be Mexicans? Why can't it be
Egyptian?
inner city black kids?
How many other 15 million? Yeah, how many other 15 million is it? You just take out the word Egyptian and you put in there Chinese, Japanese, Laotian, Indonesian, Colombian. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many 15 million? That's specifically, I mean, you have 1,500 pages to put this in. You can't sit there and itemize out each one. You know what I'm saying? And if we're supposed to fund the government, why are we spending more money on shit like this if we need money to keep the government open?
$400K for transgender clothing expenses.
Oh my God, isn't that awesome?
Where are they getting that number? And why are we paying for transgenders' clothes?
Well, because it's a necessity, dude. I mean, it's what we have to do in this world.
Is that for like cock pockets? Sorry.
Probably.
Did I say that out loud?
Cock pockets. Isn't there? I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, throw it in the toaster, a cock pocket.
Dude, I might go for a cock pocket.
I won't judge. How about $500,000 for a DEI zoo initiative? What the hell does that mean?
DEI zoo?
A DEI zoo sounds like it's very important that we must fund that. How about $850K for a gay senior living center? Are you catching a theme? Transgenders, clothing, gay senior, $400K for a gay activist group to teach elementary students about transgender issues.
Keep that out of my schools. If you're going to keep religion out of my schools, keep the gay activists and the trannies talk out of my schools.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm doing tit for tat there. Fuck all that.
Why are you using my tax dollars this way, which I vehemently disagree with? Mm-hmm. Funding for multiple biolabs. Notice there's no dollar amount right there. Funding. What does that mean? Funding. Mask and vaccine mandates in anticipation of a new pandemic. Have you seen the video with Dr. Peter Hotez talking about how on January 21st, a lot coming down, and there probably will be a virus like the next COVID, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
What was it? Bird flu? Bird flu?
Yeah,
Bird flu's gonna get out. Watch, gang. Watch. January 21st, there's going to be a bird flu breakout pandemic, and they're already working on a vaccine for it. So, so we're safe.
Yeah, thank God.
But we're going to have to, we're going to have
Nostradamus
shut everything down again because bird flu. There hadn't even been any, what was it? I saw some research on it, and there wasn't one person, human, infected with it. It was just some birds.
Right. Well, have you noticed that there was, which one was it? The new one? Was it the bird flu? Yeah, I think it was also the bird flu. In Louisiana, some lady died supposedly of having it. One lady. Then apparently in California, when Gavin Newsom decided to declare a state of emergency. What's the emergency? And now there's 16 people that supposedly have this. It's like, I'm sorry, 16 people out of 42 million. And you're declaring a state of emergency. Why would you do that? Oh, that's right. Unlimited powers to do what? So everything's an emergency.
Yeah.
Dude, it's unbelievable. Provisions for government censorship of free speech, which goes directly counter to the First Amendment, last I checked. Government should not be censoring free speech.
No, that's...
Dude, I'm telling you.
And a lot of that, too, is because, Elon bought X.
Yeah.
And Twitter has no control over it anymore, where they were doing the censorship. Same with Facebook. They can still censor on Facebook. And
right,
you know, I don't even. My Facebook got hacked. I think I told you about this.
Yeah, you mentioned
Facebook got hacked, and I'm not even trying to recover it anymore. I'm done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
Let's
suck it.
Let's listen to Chunk Schumer talk about this whole thing here real quick. It's only 28 seconds.
It's time to go back to the original agreement we had just a few days ago. It's time the House votes on our bipartisan CR. It's the quickest, simplest, and easiest way we can make sure the government stays open while delivering critical emergency aid to the American people.
And that's the other reminder here, Anna. Democrats still control the Senate for the next couple of weeks. They're about 13 hours.
Okay, they're rocky. I mean, it's just shut it down. Defund the government, not another penny. I hate to say it, but when you listen to that type of shit, you do want to say, well, you know what? Shut it down.
Yeah, like I'm not a big, like, you know, anarchist, defund the government type guy.
Right.
But at the same time, when you realize what they're doing with our money,
right,
and that kind of pork chop shit that's in these kind of bills, like, yes, that kind of gets me on board with that. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, when you go, congressional members are raising their own pay. I mean, it'd be nice if I could just say willy-nilly, you know what, because I've got unlimited money coming in, apparently, that, you know what, I don't think I'm making enough. Let's raise my salary by half more. If I'm making 100K, now I make 150. If I'm making 200K, now I make it 300K. And I'm just willing to, I'm just voting it in. It's in my bylaws. It's in my, meeting notes and everything else. And it's unbelievable. Many sit in their seats unlawfully. There, he said it, because he goes, well, you know, congressional members are raising their own pay to lie and steal, smash and grab, while diverting your money to fill their pockets. Let's not forget the damage they've already done. And I'm very disappointed by Speaker Johnson and what he's been doing lately. But here, $850 for engaging, $50 million to Egyptians, $400 for gay activists, $500 for DEI Zoo, $400K for a group to give clothes to teens to help them hide their gender. There you go. That's the clothing we're talking about.
Okay.
There it is. $1.5 billion. Green New Scam funding, $300 to $500 million to Ukraine's Secretary Assistance Initiative. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. It continues funding Joe Biden's border invasion. In other words, they're not shutting down the wall. They're also, selling off all of the equipment and all the steel girders and everything that create the wall.
We'll get to that later.
12,000 Afghan special immigrant visas. Are you effing kidding me? Jeez. Authorization to support loans to the International Monetary Fund. Wait a minute. We're trying to get loans, but now we're supporting oh my God.
Dude, if you don't know that we have been basically funding our own terrorists since before 9/11, then you got your head in the sand.
Well, those are the questions in another video we're going to talk about. And we're going to go back 24, almost 25 years by next September. 24 years in September. About what happened with that and the possibilities of that. And the missing $1.2 trillion that Donald Rumsfeld did. No idea where it went. We talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
DEI funding initiatives across the nation. Thank God, because it's so important that we hire you based on the color of your skin, actually, rather than your qualifications and skill. Here's a good one. I'm so on board for this. Late-term abortions funding at home and abroad. And abroad, dude. Per UN funding.
Oh, God.
We can't fund our own government because we have to put a continuing resolution to raise the debt ceiling, but we're going to fund abortions home and abroad as per UN funding?
You can't tell me the UN's putting money into that. That's ridiculous. And what are we doing?
UN funding is the U.S. fund. Is the U.S. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
funding FBI new headquarters, which Cash wants to quash. No new federal building. You're going to stay in the cross-dresser Hoover's building. I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Here's another one. Pay raise plus Obamacare opt-out. We talked about that before. Okay, so they're trying to get a pay increase from $174,000 to $243,000. Also, again, because Obamacare is so awesome, they want to be able to opt out from it. Isn't that amazing?
Well, I don't know, man, but
it blows my mind.
It blows my mind, dude. Like, it leaves me speechless because it's like, okay, well, whatever we want to do, let's just go ahead and do it. Yeah. We don't want this, we want that. We don't want this, we want that. It's like it's their own little playhouse, and
their own private treasury.
Yes, it's their private treasury. They can do what they want. They can break the law when they want. Don't worry about it. We'll get you written off. Don't worry about it. You do this. I mean, insider trading. I don't worry about that. And no one's going to look at that. We'll throw some drones up in Jersey, and everyone will freak out about that. And this won't even hit.
That's all it did, dude. Is a distraction. And that's one of the other things I wanted to talk about too. Is the drones have been a distraction. They've been a distraction for this. They've also been a distraction for Ukraine. Now, why have we allowed Ukraine to get our, what do they call them? ATACMS missiles.
Yeah, the ATACMS.
To shoot into Russia. We have now assassinated, through our proxy Ukraine folks, the high-ranking Russian general. Putin's one of his high henchmen, generals. So now we've pissed off Putin, who you think might try to retaliate.
Well, I mean, he did just drop a huge bomb the other day that registered on the Richter scale.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah,
that was pretty impressive.
Cool. Yeah.
But I just hope it doesn't come back to us. I mean, I think that got a good. Trump has a good enough relationship with him now. If
Vlad, just wait. Just wait, Vlad. Just wait. Wait till I get in office before we do anything.
I'm almost there. We'll have lunch. We'll talk about it.
We'll have lunch. We'll come to Mar-a-Lago. Go golfing on the Trump International Golf Course.
Talk about bombs. Beautiful
Talk
bombs.
about bombs. Let's
Strong
not bomb yet. Got some good things coming for you.
I think that, if Sleepy Joe or even Commie Kamala would have got into office again, I think it'd be a completely different story. I think that we would need to think about running for the hills. And I'm not even joking about that. But, now that Uncle T's coming back in, I think that, him and Putin have a pretty good relationship, and I think him and Putin can get it resolved.
Yeah.
And, same with Zelensky.
Right.
And I think that, part of the reason that they are going to do that is because now they don't have a pushover in office. They can't get away with, the stuff that they were getting away with Biden. Because, I mean, you look at that and they're basically using us. Ukraine was. And they're just like, oh, God, crying wolf. Oh, we need more money. We need more money.
Boo-hoo me. I spent all that money.
We need rock'em, sock'em robot bombs. It's just insane.
Yeah.
And I think that now, Uncle T's like, no, we're not playing that game anymore.
Yeah. We don't play that.
No, we're getting this figured out. Stop fucking around and killing your people.
All I got to say is Doge can't start soon enough.
Yeah. Well, Elon's already starting. I think it was him and Vivek that first sat down and started reading this damn bill.
Well, isn't that interesting who I have up on the screen now that you happen to mention that, Rude? Elon Musk posts this, call your elected representatives today to stop the steal of your tax dollars. What did we just say about that? What did we just say? Well, let's listen to what Vivek has to say here, because it's exactly what we're talking about as well.
About to pass a bill that blows away your taxpayer money, but they made it over 1,500 pages long so you wouldn't read it. I did you a favor. I read it for you. It's supposed to be about keeping government operations open and providing disaster relief aid to hurricane victims, which I'm sympathetic to. But if you read the bill carefully, it contains pay raises for members of Congress, and I'm not making this up, an expansion of their federal health benefits. It contains all kinds of special interests and pork funding, including opening up a new stadium in Washington.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There's the global
RFK.
RFK
to the Washington football team.
Well,
and the worst part is,
they might be going back to the Washington Redskins.
That's why they made this
right here.
Jam job. The reason I'm co-heading Doge is I think we need outsiders to bring actual accountability to Washington, D.C. So feel free to call your congressman and let him know how you feel about it.
See, nailed it. I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about. We need accountability. We cannot let, and Elon and Vivek have got to get in to stop this. Well, you can't have them do it because no, you got. If you're a Democrat,
they're not qualified. They're not. What do they have to be in
government
politics for 50 years before they're qualified?
If you're a Democrat, you're paying taxes. Also, is this what you want your tax? I mean, stop with your biased, ultra lefty attitude and policies. Do you really want to be funding gay transgender clothing, a gay senior center, a DEI zoo? I mean, and those are just the ones we just read. I mean, there's a ton more.
You know what?
I mean, is that really what you want to be funding with your tax dollars that they're taking out of your check every 2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. No, I don't want to be paying for that. No, I don't want to. I don't want this frivolous spending. It's nonsensical. You know what I mean?
Why are we giving money for the UN and for the Egyptians and blah, blah, blah? I mean, on and on.
He's about to cut off the UN, bro.
Oh, I hope so.
He's fed up with their shit.
Oh, I hope so.
You know what I think is funny though, and I actually I'm digging it, is that I mean, for one of the richest men and the smartest men on the planet, you know, Elon, he shows up in t-shirt, jeans, you know, pretty casual. He usually wears dress shoes of some sort, you know, a loafer of sort or something like that. Dude, I've been seeing him lately, and he's suiting up, baby. Like he's taking this politics position pretty damn serious, dude. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. He's suiting up, wearing ties. He's coming in there like an official, bro. And I'm digging it.
See, and as if you were on that committee with Vivek and Elon, this is what you'd be looking at. This is straight from the Congress.gov, and this talks about the continuing appropriations for Extensions Act. You know, it's like the Inflation Reduction Act. It means nothing. But I'll put a link into this so you can see what it offers. Section 101. This provision provides fiscal year 2025 appropriation for federal agencies for continuing projects or activities at the levels under conditions included in specified 2024 appropriations, and blah blah blah. I mean, it goes on. You know, it goes on and on and on. You can read it. But there is so much crap in here. I mean, 1,500 pages worth. So it's unfreaking believable. So we'll put that link in there so y'all can check that out.
Dude, just how like insanely psycho they thought they were going reading this shit. They're like, did we read that right? No way. We gotta
none of them are gonna read it.
Take a piss break and then come back to this and reread this, because I can't believe I'm reading this right now, you know?
Oh, I know. It's like, I'm sorry, that is in this bill? What is that for?
Gay nursing home? Come on.
Oh, yeah. Senate passes short-term bill avoiding a government shutdown. Well, shocker. It's amazing how many times they avoid it by raising the debt ceiling arbitrarily. Highlights of how the government avoided the shutdown. They passed a continuing resolution, or CR, that will fund the government through early next year, through March 14th, I believe it is. The vote came late Wednesday, just a day after it passed the House. Wow. That's pretty fast for a 1,500-page bill. 1,547, by the way. Congress has till 12:01 a.m. Saturday to fund the government or force a painful shutdown. There we go. There's the adjectives we're using.
Yep, exactly.
The bill now heads to President Joe Biden. You mean the walking cadaver? That guy? Right here? The walking cadaver. He's on our in our store, the merch store, therudebarn.etsy.com, in case you'd like to get a shirt like this. There's also one that has Fauci in there, Mad Scientist. He's Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine, and I superimposed his face on there, and it's awesome. You go get that. Members of both parties supported the CR devised by new House Speaker Mike Johnson, which extends the federal government at the current spending levels without major cuts that conservatives have demanded. Okay, again, you're trying to get Christmas gifts. You're trying to put gas in your car. You're trying to put food on the table. Any government program can't also cut back like we have to cut back when things are a little tighter. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, and then
I'm telling you.
Then what are we going to do? Raise our taxes?
Well, of course. Take more money out of your paycheck so you can afford even less.
Yeah, I mean, the economy's already in shambles. Like, what?
That DEI zoo, dude, is so important. It's more important than you putting presents under the tree for your kids, just so you know.
Does that mean that you can have a black bear and a polar bear in the same?
Oh, dude, I think that's
enclosure?
exactly what it means.
I think that's what it is, bro.
Yeah, you nailed it. I didn't even think about that until right now.
Polar bear and a brown bear,
right?
All in the same enclosure.
Yeah, and which one's going to work harder? Oh, wait a minute.
The Mexican cleaning up shit.
Of course. And the black bear is going to be sitting on his ass, and the polar bear, he's going to be on his phone.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, I'm going to do a podcast. Oh, oops. That's what we're doing. Anyway. I mean, that must be, I think you nailed it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. So this just is insanity. I mean, you've got to read through this crap. Go do a little digging about what the crap is in this thing. Let's get this, because I want to end this podcast real quick so we can move on to the next one. But here we go. Let's get rid of that. So that'll be a link in the description so you can find that one. And then we're going to talk about this real quick from... Congress unveils a bill to avert Friday government shutdown with over $100 billion in disaster aid 3 months later. And let's see here. The bill also includes provisions spurred by the recent drone drama. Distraction of this, so we can do a smash and grab, and then we can escalate World War III with Putin and Ukraine, so that when Trump comes in the office, Armageddon is looming. Basically what this is supposed to be. So let's listen to this for a second and see what Speaker Johnson has to say.
All right, time running out and frustrations building in the House of Representatives right now as Speaker Johnson finds himself between a rock and a hard place. Chat program on the possibility of government lights going out. Chat.
Neil, good afternoon. House Speaker Mike Johnson is promising a 1,400-page spending bill by the end of the day.
Oh, it's 1,000 pages.
Finishing it right now. It includes $100 billion in disaster aid. Republicans did not plan to blend bills together just before Christmas,
Shocker.
But here we are.
And yet it's happening.
You said back in September there would be no more Christmas omnibuses. We're not doing any omnibuses. I know what you said had to be added onto this bill, but how is this not yet another Christmas tree at the holidays?
Yeah, it's not. It's not a Christmas tree. It's
but
not
we have members downstairs saying
it's a Christmas tree, but hey, it's not a Christmas tree.
It was garbage.
Yeah.
What you're looking at,
those are your own numbers.
Looks like it's not a Christmas
tree. I got a couple of
it looks like it, but
friends
it's not.
who will just say that about any end-of-year funding measure. This is not an omnibus. Okay, this is a small CR that we've had to add things to that were out of our control.
No.
Johnson says it was critical to help people recover from the hurricanes and boost farmers, but conservatives are not impressed.
It's a total dumpster fire.
What did you have to add that was out of your control?
It's shameful.
I know, it's bullshit.
Doge coming
disaster relief and relief for the farmers, that was out of your control? All this other bullshit was within your control.
Yeah, it was it was out of our control. We couldn't pass it unless they got the DEI zoo, dude. and the gay senior housing.
In the gay
if that
plan.
wasn't in there, we
Trans
couldn't
payments.
fund the government. Do you not get it? Yeah, it's messed up.
Administration's building and the House of Representatives.
Small CR.
People recover from the dual hurricanes and boost farmers, but conservatives are not impressed.
It's a total dumpster fire. I think it's garbage. I think that it's shameful that people that celebrate Doge coming in, and yet we're going to vote for another $1 billion to be added to the deficit. And so
it's very hypocritical, isn't it?
The right hoped that things would be different under Johnson when it came to spending bills. The Speaker still expects to adhere to the 3-day rule to post the bill before voting. That means the House would vote on Friday.
Who's
the
paying
Senate,
Johnson?
Unclear.
Who's paying him under the table
offsets,
to
they
do
were not
this?
pleased with the bill.
The conference itself owns this, right? And the conference needs to decide whether we're actually serious about spending. We're just fundamentally unserious about spending.
Yeah.
Some conservatives signaled they would consider withholding their votes from Johnson during the Speaker's vote on January 3rd.
Oh,
Johnson said he is not worried about backlash. He can only lose one vote and still become Speaker. Neil?
Not a lot of wiggle room there, my friend. As you say, it's about that math, and it's prohibitive. Chad.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my God. And he'll still probably get voted back in because he has enough support from the other people who've been bought and paid for by special interests and lobbyists and things like that. Unbelievable. Well, we hope that this kind of opens up everybody's eyes a little bit. And please do some more research on your own to see what else is in this thing and all of the crap that we merely highlighted a few unbelievable crap spending that they want to put in this. And see, this is what your government is doing with your tax dollars. Do you like it? Is that where you want your money spent? And yet they keep funding everything. They can't cut every program out there by 1% even to save a little money to fund the government. We have to keep spending, and then we add all these additional spending programs that were 15 million for Egyptians, like we said. I mean, where does the government ever cut anything? They don't. But you know what I'm saying?
Well, it just goes to show you, folks, that the importance of questioning everything.
Yeah.
And if you're in a position of power, it is your duty to question everything. And I think that, it is your duty as a citizen, private citizen, to question everything. Because if you don't, and you don't, put the thumb down on bullshit like this, this is how far it goes.
Exactly. So we thank you for watching the podcast today. We hope you got a little entertainment and education at the same time. Because our good buddy, the walking cadaver, is trying to get everything he can out of this administration to benefit himself and his supporters by giving them blanket immunity and not being able to prosecute them for anything, January 6th and whatnot. It is just unbelievable. But please subscribe, share, comment. Let us know what you think about this continuing resolution. And do you think all these extra little expenses that we're putting out there are worthy of this to keep our government open? And if we're really trying to find the money to keep it open, why is there so much more spending on top of what we're already spending without cutting? Why is that in here? So please let us know, and please check out our store. That would be therootbarn.etsy.com. And if I can find our thing here, I'll bring that up. And we got a lot of merch there. Anything we sell with the merch, we're going to try to do this to fund our store, to fund us, I mean. And we've got our Question Everything shirts right here. We've got our flag shirts. Cell phone covers now for all the iPhones. I kind of put that up there, and it just has a white background. If you want a different color, please let me know, and I'll change it, give you like a black background.
White is right.
We've got sweatshirts. We've got our T-shirts. Here's the Fauci shirt right here. Mad scientist himself. And soon I can change that picture out and put Peter Hotez on there because he wants to get that pandemic going straight on schedule. January 21st.
January 21st. There's something there for everybody, gang. Go there, grab something, even if it's small, it'll help us out. Also, liking, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends, commenting, let us know what you think. That all helps us out too, and we just kind of want to push everything toward the store. Also, for more news in chats again about breaking news, check out our friends on Rumble. They got Jeff Ahern, Dr. Mike Schwartz, Amber May. We got 2 mics live. And after you bang your head against the wall and you're feeling like you need a men's mental health boost, come check out Viking Outlaws and Cowboys Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Live on Rumble. And check out the Bearded Viking Mead. We're selling it in 46 states, I believe now. So 46 states.
We're getting close to 50.
Yeah.
I should say, we're all getting close to 50 there on that. Yeah,
we're close to 50. We're on the works to make it 48 here pretty soon. But at the same time, check it out. They make bottles make for great holiday gifts and Christmas gifts and all that kind of stuff. So support the Bearded Viking. There's also merch, hoodies. We just got some new beanies in, which is super cool. Check it out. Support us, support our friends, and we support you. And comment.
Hopefully, support us more. Yeah, we can continue bringing some fun content like this and keep entertaining you. And we appreciate it. We're just trying to grow the channel, and we love doing this. We're not getting paid for this. We do this on our own free time at the moment. Someday, maybe this will be something we can do more full time because we'd love to do this full time. It'd be awesome. We appreciate you coming checking it out. Look for our next podcast coming up, and we're uploading our other episodes as I get them edited here and there, and check them out. And we're both on YouTube and Rumble, and we appreciate your support. And please like, subscribe, share, like we mentioned, and we'll talk at you soon. Have a good one, y'all.
Thanks for listening, gang.